Again. The wife reminds me of Whitney Houston. Sometimes it's because I think she's a great singer. Sometimes I think it's because she believes the children are our future. But mostly it's because when I go into the bathroom after she's been in there a while, I'm like, what died in here? Oh my gosh! Same drink. So the gift-giving portion of my Valentine's Day was a big hit. So now I'm in redemption mode. Dinner time. Honey, are you getting hungry? Should we go out for dinner? Yeah, anywhere is fine. Oh yeah, I'm gonna fall for that after the day I've had, right? No, why don't you be more specific? No, anywhere you want to go is fine. I'm learning. Okay. A steak sounds really good right about now. Yeah, I could go for pasta. Thank you. You answered my question. So as we're driving to the restaurant, all I kept thinking is, I hope they have really good steak at the Olive Garden. Answer, they don't. I'm not even sure they have real steak at the Olive Garden. I'm not sure what it was. We ate it. It made her happy. Excuse me. And you know what else? After the dinner was over, I'm like, I'm gonna hit a home run. I'm gonna take her to a movie. And we all know what movie came out that weekend, don't we? 50 Shades of Grey. Oh boy. I would like to thank you ladies for lowering the morality bar just as low as it could possibly go. You know, 10, 15 years ago, tattoos were only for bikers and sailors and Holocaust survivors. One girl gets a tramp stamp and now everybody's body is a spirograph. Thank you very much. And then 50 Shades come out and now all of a sudden porn is mainstream. Everybody can't get enough porn. Porn's okay now. What makes it tough is I go into one of those adult shops and there's couples and women everywhere. It's so bad, I don't know if it's a man or a woman on the other side of the glory hole. It's confusing. I long for the old days, right? And maybe it's just me, but after a 150-year battle, I don't think making the word slave cool again is a good thing, right? Yeah, I don't think 50 Shades is a big hit down in Selma. So we go to the movie. We're sitting there, we got a nice little quiet, dark spot. And about halfway through, she's kind of squirming in her chair, and I'm like, all right, this is paying off. She's forgot about everything else. There's gonna be an enormous pair of boxers next to her corrective shoes later tonight. No. Turns out my gut was crushing her hand on the armrest. It's hard to pay attention to 50 Shades when you're living 127 hours in your chair. So the night was a complete bust. But let's not think that it's only a one-sided event. She made the mistake of buying me a gift too. Earlier that day, I wake up, I'm sitting around, and a delivery truck shows up and takes 2 bathtubs to the backyard. We've seen the commercials, right? We know what 2 bathtubs mean. So she gets home and I'm like, hey, honey, there was a delivery to here today. Oh, good. Are you trying to tell me something? Well, yeah, I didn't know how to bring this up, but you're too fat for 1 bathtub. And for Pete's sakes, wash something. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Don't you love those Viagra commercials and Cialis? If after 4 hours, consult the physician. You think your job is bad. How would you like to be that lucky physician? I'm walking in, hey doc, it's me. And he's like, okay, well, it's been 4 hours. And he's like, okay, I'm not sure what you expect from me, I'm your dentist. So he whitened it. So then from there, I'm like, well, I might as well see my chiropractor, head over to Dr. Rev. Yeah, there's an adjustment. 2 minutes, in and out. He did in 2 minutes what the wife couldn't do in 4 hours. Give me a break. It's all about the pinky. But in true chiropractic fashion, he made me come back 7 times for a follow-up. Joke's on him. I stopped taking the pills after the 3rd visit. You always want to go to Rev. You don't want his old partner bowling ball. Dr. B's like, I'm like, hey, Dr. B, where should I put my pants? And he's like, oh, over there next to mine is fine. That doesn't seem right. It's weird. But it never used to be like that. Man, when we were first married, whoa, it was heaven. I want to, still to this day, I want to make sure she gets anything and everything she wants and surprise her when I can. We were at a party once, and I overheard her tell a friend that she had an Uncle Jesse fantasy. Any Uncle Jesse fans here? Growing up, any girls had an Uncle Jesse fan? No. A lot of people did. No. I was shocked to hear, I didn't even know she liked Dukes of Hazzard. And, you know, I thought, and if you're a big fan, I get it. Maybe Bo and Luke, but Uncle Jesse, that made no sense whatsoever. Personally, I was a big Cooter fan. Oh, love the Cooter. Could not get enough Cooter, am I right? Now, wait a minute, I gotta reword that. There's a complete difference between being a big fan of Cooter and a big Cooter fan. Do you know what that difference is? 29 years. High five, anybody? Okay, no. So anyway, I'm gonna team to do that one. One thing I've learned is I gotta stop drinking during these events. Shouldn't have done that. So we're married. We both have wonderful jobs. We got the house, and now she's like, maybe we should have kids. You want kids? We can work on kids, I guess. I'm like, is there any particular reason you want kids? Well, you know how during our vows we said that, you know, we would love and cherish and it would be until death do us part? Yeah. Well, if I don't have a buffer between you and I in this house for the next 20 years, I'm going to kill you. Oh, okay. But the one thing she doesn't tell you is when she says buffer, she means cock block. So basically it's like, take the 20 years off, penis, we don't need you anymore. So of course we have the kids because I am there to meet her every need. I just didn't realize it was once every 20 years. And then we're at a party, and she's joking with her friends. I know exactly when my daughter was conceived. Yeah, she was born October 1st, and if you do the math, she was a New Year's Eve baby. I don't even understand why women talk about that. And I'm like, here's an easier way. Here is a very simple way without any math whatsoever. I married a traditional girl from Iowa. She's not one of these carefree, sex-crazed women you get all across the land. She's from Iowa. With her, everything was very straightforward, very traditional. Just nothing but, you know, butt sex. And so we're at a New Year's Eve party, and she's drinking champagne. She's like, what's this vagina everybody's talking about? So it made it a lot easier to remember. There's no math involved in that whatsoever. So eventually time passes and the kid's gonna leave. And at this point, I don't care if it's school, jail, military, just get out. I want to see the wife naked again. I've got an entire browser history proving I've seen everybody else in the world naked. It's time to get back to square one, for Pete's sakes. But the problem with this concept is we've been married 20 more years. And while after 20 years, the beauty might slide a little bit, the honesty is through the roof, right? So we're like, so is tonight the night? She's like, yeah, I think tonight's the night. I'm like, okay. Well, maybe I was thinking, I'll go into the bathroom, get cleaned up. Okay. So I go into the bathroom, get a little freshened up, and I come back out. I go, so what do you think? She's like, oh my God, you should dye it. What color is it now? Because if it's orange, I took that bag of Cheetos in there with me. I could explain that away. That's not a big deal at all. So then it's her turn. Oh, and I gotta tell you, after 20 years, did not miss a beat. Still as beautiful then as she is today, or still as beautiful, whatever, you know what I meant. I gotta stop drinking during these events. And, but the honesty starts kicking in a little bit, and she's like, so what do you think? And I'm like, you're beautiful, honey. You really are. I go, but let me ask you something. Do your boobs have the Bell's palsy? Because the long one's like, hey, how are you? But the other one's like, dude, just happy to be here, That seems odd. You may want to have that looked at. I've heard of lazy eyes, but I don't know if that works. Well, with that being said, I know that we did do till death do us part, and we'll be together forever. And after tonight, forever may be as soon as Monday morning when her attorney's office opens. But until then, I still have my wedding ring. And the wedding ring is the complete and honest picture and constant reminder of us being together. It is a perfect symbol for us. It reminds me every day of the vows that we took together. It reminds me how we have each other wrapped completely around our finger. And it also reminds me, just like the wife, that later on tonight, if I really, really want to get it off, I'm going to have to lick the hell out of it. So, thank you very much. Have a great night. One more time for Jerry, the Great Wahl.